What's up, boys? It's your favorite mentally stable, gun-loving American here, and today we gotta bring the big guns out to talk about some serious business. Before we get into it, though, let me take my crazy pills. That's the good stuff. Oh, yeah. And don't you worry your tight little tushy about me running out, because I got more. Behavior is greedy and bad at game development. And I think Dead by Daylight is more of a miraculous, accidental flash in the pan rather than a deliberate and meticulously crafted product. Imagine a monkey clacking two rocks together and it just so happens to spark and create fire. The monkey represents behavior, the rocks represent their development team, and that fire just so happened to be Dead by Daylight. But the monkey doesn't know how to maintain the fire, and the fire is starting to get out of control, and eventually it's gonna burn out. I think the best term to describe behavior is damage control. The typical behavior development cycle goes as follows. First, add really good or really bad thing to game. Second, make really bad change to it. Third, make another really bad change to fix the first really bad change. And rinse and repeat. And then somewhere in there, throw in a new Fangman skin. I don't think I've seen a company more out of touch with their community and product than Behavior is. I don't even think they play their own game, because they sure as shit develop it like they don't. But wanna know who I know for sure isn't playing their game right now? Nightmanes. Because the Knight, alongside one of his incredibly popular perks, Nowhere to Hide, has been nowhere to be found. They've been kill switched for almost a month now, and instead of fixing it, they add a new survivor and 3 new perks. Oh, and a new Fangman skin. Oh, that'll hold the Nightmanes off. Oh, shush. Oh, you Nightmanes. Oh, silly Nightmanes. I know you want to play the killer that you paid your hard-earned money for and all, but shut up and buy the new Fangman skin. Shut up. Buy the new buy the new Fangman skin. We want your money. I just want your money. Buy the new Fangman skin. Buy the new Fangman skin, please. Mentally stable. Behavior. Y'all need to make like Alan and wake the fuck up. People purchased this killer with their hard-earned money to play him and use his perks. And he's been disabled for almost a month now with zero urgency on fixing him. That's kind of like not okay. Oh, but don't you worry. Don't you worry. We've got a new survivor and a new Fangman skin. That's what it's all about, baby. A lot of people say Behavior caters towards survivors. And honestly, I think they prove that on a daily basis. For ages now, killers have been begging for changes like a Twins rework, a Pyramid Head add-on rework, a Freddy rework, and all these other things. And instead of getting any of that, we got Nicolas Cage! Oh, and a new Fangman skin! Like, bro, that is just not what we've been asking for years now. I don't give jack shit about a new 598th cosmetic for Fangman. Pyramid Head literally has 2 viable add-ons. But I can't lie, I do find what they did with Freddy to be absolutely brilliant though. The whole way to counter Freddy Krueger is to stay awake. So they made his gameplay so boring that it puts the actual players to sleep. So it's almost as if you're battling him in-game and in the real world. The immersion is groundbreaking. Absolutely brilliant design, Behavior. I mean, seriously, you knocked this one out the park. You revolutionized the game. Good job. But back to Behavior being completely brain dead in their approach to fixing their game. In this most recent update, we see the perk Save the Best for Last getting a nerf, which really wasn't a problematic perk in the first place, in my opinion, especially since it's primarily used by lower tier killers. But according to the Crybaby survivor mains that Behavior has been enslaved by, it's problematic. So instead of reworking this perk, they grossly nerf it. And somehow, in the process of nerfing it, they managed to make it now not only negatively impact killers, but survivors as well. So congratulations, Behavior. You've really outdone yourself here. You nerfed the perk so hard that it pissed the survivor mains off. Excellent job. Would you like a cookie? Social-based matchmaking has been a hot topic across all of gaming recently and is actually the reason many people have expressed frustration and have quit the game. So in their typical genius fashion, what did Behavior decide to do? Raise the soft cap for MMR, effectively making your games more stressful and sweaty than ever. Behavior. That was literally the exact fucking opposite thing everybody was asking for. I mean, we've got a killer that can literally teleport through walls. But instead of nerfing her, we're gonna nerf Pig again. Let's add a completely unnecessary overheat mechanic to Billy, who's already a weak killer. And then when the community as a whole loudly expresses their frustration and dissatisfaction for it, let's act like stubborn, arrogant assholes about it, just to eventually, ages later, finally cave in and listen for once. I mean, people have been begging for a Trapper buff for how long? And we finally got one. But only because they released a new legendary skin for him. That skin being the Naughty Bear skin. So buffing him was really just the only way they could get everybody to buy the skin. These people are absolutely fucking greedy and shameless. Money is Behavior's sole motivator. No passion or drive to create a solid and well-functioning product, but money. And only money. Also, why did background player get a buff? You can't even counter it anymore. You are forced to slug people. A survivor can run from fucking Nebraska to plop a goddamn flashbang right in front of your shit as you were practically tongue kissing a wall. And there's jack shit you can do about it. It is a guaranteed save and there is nothing you can do to counter it except slug, which is another thing their community bitches about all the time. So why would they implement something that would promote the thing that everybody is upset with? Same thing with their recent change to save the best for last. You're punishing them even more for using M2 abilities on the obsession, which makes them not pursue the obsession to any degree whatsoever and just stick to the person that they can get stacks off of. Tunneling. This isn't rocket science. Like, Behavior. Who even asked for this? Behavior has some of the most piss poor and misdirected priorities I think I've ever witnessed. Behavior priorities are like a firefighter running home in the middle of putting out a fire that they caused to go home and turn their TV off because they just remember they left it on. Oh, a Killer Y'all bot has been disabled for almost a month now because we can't competently design anything? Here's a new survivor. Multiple bugs and poor design issues have been present in the game since literally forever and y'all are tired of dealing with them. Here's a new Pride Flag charm. Our least played killer is in a desperate need of a rework and the community has been begging for this rework for ages now. Here's Nicolas Cage. This is like a comedy bit. Seriously. Meanwhile, you have all the top content creators and loudest voices in the community acting like everything is just fine and dandy because Behavior pays their bills. And now the new thing is introducing new game modes into Dead by Daylight, which I don't know why that would be a good idea. They can't even manage their one. Imagine how batshit broken all the others would be. How about fixing the base game before spreading yourself too thin with all these other game modes? How about pulling your head out of your arrogant asses and stop caving into crybabies on Reddit and Twitter and actually play your own game and make some half-decent changes? I don't give a shit about Alan fucking Wake. I want to know why I can't interrupt hook saves anymore. What's that shit about? Why doesn't streamer mode work for console? Essentially forcing console players to be regularly harassed. Because you have managed to curate the most toxic, entitled, pampered, hostile, and divisive community you possibly can. Why can survivors select when and where they can put a bone totem and be able to do it in infinite number of times. But killers can't select when or where to place their hex totem, and once it's gone forever. Why, instead of constantly changing killers like Skull Merchant and turning them into a clusterfuck of a killer, and now adding limits to the amount of times generators can regress, all to combat 3-gen situations? How come instead of doing all of that, you can't just redesign generator placements? You know, so 3 generators can't spawn directly on top of each other in the first place? I don't know, just an idea. Why aren't there separate sensitivities for M1 and M2? For example, looking around as Deathslinger with whatever sensitivity you want, and then when you begin to aim with Deathslinger, you can have an increased or decreased sensitivity. For better flick shots, or with Trickster, since it requires tracking, you can slow it down so you can track better. Why can't we get this? It only makes sense to have it, and so many other video games out there have it. It can't be rocket science to implement into the game. Why can't we get this? Why are you not ambitious whatsoever? Why did we have to wait fucking years for a search bar for perks? How many Fang Min skins did we get in the meantime? You mean to tell me that it is easier to draw up, design, animate, and put all these Fang Min skins into the game than it is to add a goddamn search bar to the perk tab? It can't be easier to do that. It can't be easier. It's not easier. So then we have to ask ourselves, where are your priorities? And here's a big one that I and a lot of players absolutely despise. It has been annoying us for ages now. Why can you guys not fix aim dressing? This clunky ass, dog shit ass auto aim that we have no option to turn off. Why can y'all not fix this? It's probably been there since day one. I didn't play since day one, so I wouldn't know, but I'd be willing to bet that it's probably been in the game since day one. It is absolutely annoying as shit and loses people games all the time. This issue is constant. I experience it in every single game. So do many killer mains out there. So why wouldn't it be fixed? Oh, I forgot. Because survivors aren't the ones complaining about it. So yeah, guys, there you go. I just had to get that stuff off my chest. This has been annoying me for a while now, you know what I mean? And somebody needs to talk about it because I feel like not many people are. So yeah. You know, the relationship a lot of people have with behavior, it's like a bad marriage, you know, and both sides are too stubborn to divorce each other. So here we are, just in this unhappy marriage. So since so many people are just fed up with behavior and their shenanigans, may I suggest other things like, I don't know, Xenogears for the PS1, anybody? A little bit of Xenogears, huh? Perhaps Miss Pac-Man for the Atari. Maybe we ditch games altogether. May I suggest reading a book? Anybody? A book, perhaps? Berserk, anybody? I don't know, man. I'm just a dude alone in his room screaming at a camera, living off crazy pills. What do I know? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kiss your grandmother for me and enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Peace. Y'all cannot tell me this is not the most American thing y'all have seen all day. It's the Statue of Liberty holding a freaking pistol. It doesn't get more American than that, baby. It's the only thing keeping me sane anymore.